Hey you guys, this is Professor Vitt. We're going to do a video overview of what an argument is. We're going to talk about different kinds of arguments and different features that we want those arguments to have. Bear with me, this is a pretty technical video. You might have to rewind it a little bit, so I'm just going to push through. Okay. Most people think an argument is exactly what these two people are doing right here, right? They're disagreeing. They're pointing fingers and saying, it is not, it is not, or something like that. But actually, that's not right. An argument in this course, properly understood, is a structure. It's a way of looking at a set of statements, and if those statements fit together right, then you're going to have a structure. You're going to have something that holds up. You're going to have a foundation for beliefs. You're going to have a foundation for claims that you make. And if those claims don't fit together right, then you're not going to have anything, right? So an argument is at least one statement that presents evidence or reasons for things. Let me give you an example. So suppose I tell my wife I'm going to the bridge party, right? And it's this great bridge party where people play bridge and they dance around a light that shines beams of light, into the sky or something. Okay, my wife says, absolutely not. You are not going to that bridge party. We've got a million things to do, You've got to do grading, blah, blah, blah. Okay, how would we get through this to save, our matrimonial harmony? An important feature of arguments is that they settle disputes, right? They help us to understand how to resolve the issue and get at what it is we're disagreeing about. So let me give you an example here as we move into what would be going on in that argument. Okay. What I'm really saying when I say I'm going to the party, I say everyone is going to the party. I am an everyone, thus I'm going to the party, right? Now, the argument has two parts. It has premises and it has a conclusion. It has one conclusion. This particular argument has two premises, but it could have had many. Or you could even have an argument with one premise. So the premises are supposed to support the conclusion, and the degree of support that the premises give the conclusion tell us what kind of an argument it is. If the premises support the conclusion 100%, then we have what is called a deductive argument. And that's when the argument guarantees the conclusion is true. An inductive argument is one where the argument supports but doesn't guarantee the conclusion. It's less than 100%. I'm going to try and get through this without this totally crazy, insane remodeling going on. I don't know if you can hear it. I had 5 minutes to make it. I missed it. Okay. Okay. Here's an example of a deductive argument that has premises and a conclusion. All people are mortal. Beyonce is a person. Thus, Beyonce is mortal. All right. The premises here support the conclusion entirely. The relationship is 100%. If 1 and 2 are true, then 3 is also going to be true. Now, let's look at a similar claim but made by an inductive argument. All humans have lived less than 150 years. Beyonce is a human. Thus, Beyonce will probably live less than 150 years. Now, 1 and 2 make 3, probably true, but they don't guarantee it. And this is a feature of an inductive argument. It's always going to kind of go beyond what we have observed to make a further claim. It's not going to be 100% guarantee of truth. Now, rewinding to deductive validity for a second, or to deductive arguments, we have a special way of talking about them. We have a name that we give to good deductive arguments. When a deductive argument is good, it's called deductively valid. And what we really mean is it is not possible for the premises to be true and the conclusion to be false, meaning the premises guarantee the truth of the conclusion. Okay? So let's look at an example of a deductively valid argument. If I am in Los Angeles, then I am in California. I am in Los Angeles, thus I am in California. Think about how this works, the geography of it. Right? Los Angeles is just inside of California, and so if I'm inside Los Angeles, then I'm going to be in California. Doesn't matter how you feel about it, right? If 1 and 2 are true, then 3 is going to be true, and that is a deductively valid argument. Okay, I'm going to skip that one, and I'm going to jump to the James Brown example really quick. This is just a funny little example. A valid argument can contain one premise and one conclusion. It's a little odd, but it fits the definition. Here we have a premise, James Brown is dead, thus, and our conclusion, thus James Brown is dead. If one is true, then it supports two. In fact, the support relationship would be absolute. It would be 100%. You can't have one be true and two be false. So it would be a deductively valid argument. Now, we have deductively valid arguments, and then within deductively valid arguments, we have a smaller group of arguments that are super duper special, and those are called sound arguments. And that's a valid argument whose premises are actually true. So in that first example, that would be a sound argument if I was in Los Angeles right now. All right, so here's the sound arguments. They're inside valid arguments. Now we're going to kind of have somewhat similar distinction in inductive arguments, but not quite. Strong versus weak. All right, a strong inductive argument is one where the conclusion probably does follow from the premises, right? So the premises make the conclusion more likely. A weak inductive argument is one where the conclusion doesn't follow probably from the premises, but it claims to, right? And then when you have a strong argument with true premises, then it is called cogent. So cogent is kind of, but not exactly, like soundness, right? It's a strong argument that is also got true premises. So let's look at an example of a strong argument with true premises. Every previous U.S. president was older than 40, therefore probably the next U.S. president will be older than 40. Okay, well, that premise right there does probably guarantee the conclusion, right? It makes it more probable. It could be someone gets hired, really young as a president. It's not likely, but it's possible, okay? Now, it happens to actually be true that every U.S. president was older than 40. And so you have a cogent argument, right? This premise, if it's true, probably guarantees that conclusion. Oh, that premise actually does turn out to be true. That's a cogent argument. Okay, that covers it for us, you guys. You may have to back up and rewind. This is just part of a little segment I do once in a while of LBCC alumni. Carl Weathers from The Rocky Show played on football team. So, all right, go Vikings, and I will see you guys. Good luck.